Hey, what's going on? Welcome back, Brad Tragic. And I know it's been a while. Um, it's been a great while. Um, a lot of things going on with Brad Tragic, though. Um, so I want to talk about wrestling real quick, and then I'll talk about. So I don't want to bore anybody that doesn't care about what's going on with actually Brad Tragic, and the reason why I'm not uploading very many videos right now. So I liked wrestling this past week, 3 hours. Wow. I mean, how could you not like that? Um, I mean, it's not boring. It wasn't boring. There was only a couple segments that I really didn't like. I mean, the tag team championship scene is kind of, it's actually pretty interesting. That's actually the least entertaining segment. Santino match was with Alberto Del Rio. I thought that was interesting still, and those two were the least entertaining matches. So if you've seen everything on Raw, I'm not going to break it down everything really, but the heel turn of CM Punk, it's a hard thing because they really do have to push it to us that this guy's a douchebag. Like this guy really is a bad guy. They really have to show us how bad he really is to make that heel turn. And that's, I think, it's kind of like this is what's what's wrong with today's wrestling. It's like it's hard to force somebody to be a heel, and I think some people are still gonna like CM Punk. So it's gonna be hard. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter heel or face. For me, I'll like whoever I want to like, and I know people are like that, but. They're really trying to make us, feel that, CM Punk is a bad guy, and he got booed on Raw. So I don't know. It's something. They're really trying to slowly just kind of force this heel turn on CM Punk. So it's going to be cool to see what all happens with that. But that's mainly the main storyline, and then I want to talk about TNA just a little bit. What's going on with that? Aces and Eights. I think it's a great storyline. I'm very, very interested. Keep hearing more and more names coming out, but it's basically just a lot of WWE rejects that I'm hearing that that's all it's going to be, and possibly Jeff Jarrett's the one behind it, but I can just see somebody who is like a familiar face, for the WWE. Maybe like a Matt Hardy would kind of be interesting. To him to come in and say, we're tired of being jacked around, or something like that, and that'd be a way for Matt Hardy to get really, really, really over, and be a bad guy, So I mean, I could see that happening. But Jeff Jarrett being the leader of this, it would kind of make it, I think, lesser of a big thing. So I really hope it's not Jeff Jarrett, because if it's somebody else, it'd be so much better. All right, so waiting for my wife to get home anytime now, because going to be hurrying up and going to work. But I wanted to break the big news about why there hasn't been any videos being uploaded lately. So if any of my subscribers are like, why are you making no more videos anymore? Unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe, because the reason why is because I'm actually in the process of moving, and they didn't really give me very much time to move, and I actually really don't even have the money to do it right now. So that's what I'm waiting for, and we're kind of keep on looking around. But I will be moving to Tennessee, somewhere around Nashville, Tennessee. So we continue to look to see where we can move down there, and but we will be moving. I'm just waiting I'm getting a bonus for moving. Actually, my company is paying me to move basically to that place, because there's a new building opening up for their customers, and I am moving down there, and that's why the videos are being kind of slowly not being uploaded. I was going to attempt last week I was going to attempt to upload video. But this is actually the best way now, using Windows Live Moonmaker. It's actually pretty good. I heard somebody said to use it, and I couldn't figure out how to use it for a while, but I finally figured out how to use it. So this is actually a better video. So there might be a move-in video when I moved down to Tennessee, and everything. But if you can see the rest of the house, it is a complete nightmare. My wife brought in boxes and like buried my son's playroom, so it's pretty crazy. So I'm waiting my wife to get home so I can get ready to head off to work. But I just wanted to jump on here and tell you what I thought about wrestling this week. And to let you guys know, I'm not dead. I'm still alive. I'm not going to stop making videos. It's just, there's a hiatus I have to take because of everything's going on. I'm going to try and get a car. I'm trying to get a decent car I can use to drive down there and everything. And things like that, and trying to get a place and get everything settled, get all the bills like set up down there and everything, and then once everything that gets set up and everything, I'll get back to good old times and be able to upload videos. And actually, when we get this place, hopefully, it actually won't be a hassle, and hopefully, I'll be able to upload video anytime I want. So it surely shouldn't be an issue with it anymore. So great thing we're moving and everything like that. But I do have a little bit more time, so I will talk about a little bit more about wrestling. So, if you're still here, but there was a lot of things that happened in wrestling that this week that was really awesome. You seen Heath Slater come back. You seen Heath Slater, and you thought like, well, who else are they gonna bring out? And then Randy Orton comes out and returns. It's like, Randy Orton returns. To whatever, and I kind of thought about it for a second. I'm like, well, why wouldn't they bring him back last week, for Raw 1000? But it's like, I guess, but really, how many moments has Randy Orton had on Monday Night Raw? I really don't think he's had much moments on Monday Night Raw. Like, the only really, moments I can actually, remember from Randy Orton, being on Raw is basically, the skits that, he had when, when he first came in and he broke his arm, and I think he was a good guy when he originally came in, and then he broke his arm, and then he started having these really really cocky thing, and it was like a Randy Orton update, or something like that. I can't remember what they're exactly called because people call them something, but they call them something on Raw, or in the YWC, but I can't remember. I wasn't even a part of the YWC. I don't think at that time, but the WC. There we go. But there was, I just don't really think he had that many Raw moments. Jesus, idiots. Okay, yeah, but there was a lot of things happening on Raw this week I liked. Miz, the Intercontinental Champion, still with a tag team. He teamed with Ziggler and Christian and Jericho. And this is the funniest thing, and I want everybody to think about this and comment down below and tell me why you think they didn't even bring up that Christian and Jericho were former tag team champions. I believe they were 2-time tag team champions, 2 or 3-time tag team champions. I want to say 2, I think. But they never even brought it up. They never even brought up that they were a former tag team. Nothing about that. Because, I guess that, probably they didn't want to, think, they seem to be working pretty good together. They could have brought up that, they would seem like they were working pretty good together. But they didn't mention anything about them being the former tag team, and that's why they're working so good together, at one point in the match, Well, this shouldn't surprise you since they are former tag team champions. They could have said something like that, but it's they didn't say anything at all. Nada. Nothing. Not even, when, earlier when they announced the match. They didn't even say, 2 former tag team champions reunite to take on Ziggler and, nothing at all. It's seriously? Whoever's backstage, what are they thinking? It's just anytime on Raw, anytime to hype up a match, that's something to hype up, Christian and Jericho, back together, after, it's been 10 years since, I think ENC is what they call them, or something, or Vitamin C or something, whatever they called them back in the day. How was the last time they were together? It was, crazy. It's I hope to God if they put them back together again, they, say something. It's why didn't they say something? I don't understand, but As long I mean, unless unless Jericho just thought, that he didn't want that character from then and the character he's doing now, which there ain't really much difference, but because his character is Chris Jericho. Unless he didn't want to mix them together, but I don't see any character or gimmick changes or anything much. Christian's doing something. I don't understand what Christian's gimmick is now, but it's like he's sitting in the ring and he's doing that. Oh, it's so annoying. He's sitting there in the ring going, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if he's trying to do like an ROH thing or something, and or just like not talking very much or what. But I don't understand what that is. It's something new. He's just trying to get the crowd into it. But I mean, I think after a while, if he keeps doing it, we might like get the hang of it. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the crowd going and everything. Or maybe they might talk about it in some show like later on, and they ask him about it or something. I don't know, but it's just weird that he does that, and yeah, so that's about it. I don't know what to think about. I do like the Miz Intercontinental title run. Christian, I don't know, like there wasn't no meaning behind the reason because Christian had the Intercontinental Championship, and I bet they kind of had that in mind. That when Miz came back, they were probably going to give him the strap. And it kind of threw me a little bit because I didn't really remember that he did have that incident with R-Truth, and they may have been punishing him for that, for not catching him, and that may have been kind of a reason why they were kind of making him lose a bunch, and and then they had the building back up. But it actually worked with his character. It actually worked well with it because he went away and he came back, and he could actually probably turn. He actually could make that part of his storyline. Because he does have that beard thing, and I hope he doesn't shave it. I hope he stays that way. He kind of looks like all natural or something, or something, because he looks like he's all serious, all business now and everything when he gets in the ring. Because I don't know, like he doesn't seem to play around like he used to, and like point to the crowd and do crap like that. He gets in the ring and he gets down to business, kind of like Dolph Ziggler. So, Dolph Ziggler likes to play around, but Ziggler, he gets in the ring, he's basically all business except when he's showing off, But interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I think anything else. Not really. No knockouts. They haven't had any or knockouts, whatever you want to call them. Divas. No diva matches like for like ever. It's like I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if they're just like trying to figure out what the next storyline is going to be, or maybe they pushed it to SmackDown. I know I watched a review of like SmackDown last week, and there wasn't no Divas match there either. So, but I could talk about SmackDown just real quick and say that Damien Sandow, all these people are finally starting to get matches on the program. Yoshi Tatsu, I believe, got a match. So, really, really cool that maybe SmackDown's starting to bring out those guys, and because they must realize, we do want to see them, So kind of cool. I think the guy from Kings of Wrestling, I think he was on SmackDown too. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. Anybody, comment down below who wrestled last SmackDown. Not this week's SmackDown, but the week before. 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, who wrestled? That was from the Kings of Wrestling. What do they call him now? I think it's Cesaro. Antonio Cesaro. That's it. I think that's what they call it now. That's what they call him now. Like I said, I don't really follow ROH wrestling. It's hard to watch. Sorry if I offend anybody in ROH, but I think if you like ROH, it's your cup of tea. Hey, fine with me. I tried to watch it. It wasn't entertaining to me. It's it's just a lot of bouncing around and stuff. And that's what TNA kind of used to be. And I respect anybody that likes the old TNA, but it's like that's not really pro wrestling. That's like I don't even know what to call that. It's like a cross between amateur wrestling and something that's not what the WWE is. I don't even know what to call that. It's like bounce mania. I don't know. It's like they're trying to be real wrestling, but with a flair of wrestling, a flair of fake wrestling. It's like, how is this working? So, which I wonder if anybody would ever try that, to actually have a real, like a wrestling thing and like, kind of just have the ropes there. They would actually use them, it's like, how would that work? Because usually, they won't let you use the outside, containment area. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Great wrestling this week. I think TNA was actually pretty good too. People like TNA this week, so it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. And I mentioned this a while back. I kind of had a feeling, this boom period's coming. Like there's a lot of wrestlers like stored in the, what do you want to call that? The places where they bring them up from. Developmental. There we go. Developmental. There's a lot of wrestlers stored there that are really good right now. And, when they start bringing them up, I said a long time ago, cameo from the cat. I said a long time ago that, there's a lot of wrestlers there. When they started bringing them up, I think we're going to see another boom period. And I think it's coming. It's almost here. I think they're starting to push the wrestlers a lot more. And we're starting to see, I think by the time next WrestleMania rolls around, there's going to be a lot of people that a lot of people like. Wrestling fan wise, I mean, we're going to have a lot of wrestlers to like because I think there's going to be a lot of people, and I think they need to go through and start weeding some people out. I mean, to be quite honest, if they want to make the show, great, get rid of some people, get rid of people, like I don't even know who to get rid of. I mean, I don't know. If they're not going to get rid of people, at least put them in situations to where the wrestlers that are really good and can do things that entertain the people are more showed prominently on TV, and the one people who people don't necessarily like but they want to keep it the company, people like a Val Venus, who when their gimmick got tired and old, we still like to see him from time to time, but like a Tenzai, like yeah, he's great, he's a power guy, and we know that he's a tough son of a bitch, that's what they want to tell us. We get it, okay, we don't have to win a bunch of matches, okay. Guys like that, that they don't have to win necessarily all the damn time. Like, they win a ring. Whoa. It's like Albert's gimmick, like, what the hell is this? He lose, so he beats the shit out of freaking Tanaka. I don't know what the hell they call him. Let's call him Tanaka. You're Tanaka. Alright, well, I'm going to get off here and get ready for my wifey to get home so I can head off to work. But thank you for watching and hope you continue to watch. And remember, I am not going away. It's just a hiatus. Bye-bye. Rock on. Forgot my catchphrase.